We begin. Hello, we're back. It's been a week for you, I assume. I don't know how regularly we're posting these, but it's been 12, no, not 12 hours. It's been 24 hours for us. God, 12 hours. We probably could do it all in one day. I'm Barnaby. I was going to say your duty manager. I am your DM.
We
There's
do
an
need
issue.
supervision.
I
We
do need,
supervision.
you need supervision. I'm fine. I don't know what's happening. And below me are some wonderful players who are going to introduce themselves in the order that we've always done it.
Hello. My name is Mark, and I am playing Pignut.
I was waiting for Fiddlehead. Pignut Fiddlehead.
I know. Sorry, I keep changing it up. Pignut
I love
Fiddlehead.
it. No,
Okay,
it's
let's commit
good.
to
I
that.
need to be better at dealing with your inconsistency. Please don't kill
Right.
me in game. We're allies. Remember that.
Shots have been fired. Noted.
I am Sarah. I am playing Baskia Kiryndur. I would like to say for everyone's peace of mind that I have had a word with my dice from the last session as well, and they have promised that they will roll double-digit numbers this time. That's what they've said.
And I am Bing, and I play Topiary Erda. And yeah, I just sat here for like 24 hours, didn't change my clothes.
Are you doing the same thing as last time?
I just turned all the lights off. And then
We're down.
Rose.
Commitment.
Well, we are back for episode 5, session 5, number 5 of our cheeky little game. So, what happened last time? You left Tourmaline and arrived in Targos, meeting various members of the community who seemed quite
Like all of the community.
all of the community.
We wanted to chat to
Everyone.
everyone.
The big fishing village of Targos, where they seemed quite content with their way of life. They're a fishing village, probably the best fishing village in 10 towns, but also very resolute and resolved and happy might be the wrong word, but dealing with the fact of human sacrifices as their new norm and hoping that one of these sacrifices will end the Rime. You met Ma, the owner of one of the taverns, and you learned that the town of Brennan, not the person, the place. Is it Bremen or Brennan? I think it's Bremen.
Don't you get confused. I
Brennan?
need you to know.
I can't do names. We know this. It's Bremen with an M in the middle, not Brendan.
Okay.
Oh.
Or Brendan. Bremen, everyone. And I will say it wrong in about the next 5 minutes. In Bremen, you learned that there could be some jobs there going, but also that all the fishers have been leaving Bremen. Fishers, as in not multiple fish, as in people who fish, have been going to Targos looking for work, as some sort of creature has been in the lake, has been in the lake raving.
Woo!
Raising havoc. Traveling to Bremen, you met Cora, whose son went missing after the town speaker went missing. Found the town speaker, but he had disappeared for a few days, got incredibly badly frostbitten, but also became very menacing and very mean. Corsa, discovering that her son had found a black crystalline icy shard, similar to the shards that you have and have seen written in the book you have, Baskia, was perhaps the cause for him to go for his personality to shift, but soon was taken by 2 tieflings dressed in black, donning black armor, and taken to a castle, which you found out was either going to be Caer Koenig or Caer Dinevold. From there, you traveled. You got some rooms there as well, so you do have a room there waiting for you. You traveled to the waterside where you met the lovely Grinsk, who thought that he had employed you, to go fishing, to which you said, sure, why not? But then you also met Denzel, a member of the Arcane Brotherhood, who wants to know all about what's going on in the river, in the lake. Gave you his notebook so you could take lots of notes, where Topiary quickly threw it in the water. And on the lake, you now find yourself. You are in the middle of the lake. The cracked ice is floating around you, and you have navigated your way to a bit of safety for the time being, where the ice won't crash into your small dinghy. However, after with a large knuckle-headed trout in the middle of your boat dead, the boat begins to rock and sway as the long neck sea monster beneath you churns the water. The boat begins to shake from side to side, and the icy platforms that surround you, large enough to hold a person or two, begin to float menacingly close to the boat. You are stirred up within the current. What do? You can see the shape of this creature moving beneath you.
I think I want to use the spell scroll and then jump into the water, like next to the boat, and get my head under the water so that I can look at it.
Oh, you're just going to lean off, right?
I could lean off. Yeah, I could lean off and put my head in. Yeah, you're right. That's a better idea.
Maybe just jump in with the monster. That's straight away. I'm going to hold on to your belt. Something. I don't know. I'm going to hold on to.
Here's hoping you got one.
No, I do. I've got my little yellow belt thing, whatever colour it is.
Pignut will hold on to Granny Totes then. Her skirt from behind.
What an image. You guys, amazing.
So, in point of order, you open up the spell scroll, unraveling it. It is fine, beautiful parchment with golden arcane runes across it. It is of an incredibly high quality. As you read off the spell, you feel a warmth down your throats and into your chest and into your belly as the spell takes effect. You lean forward into ice cold water, which, if it wasn't for your the ring on the necklace around your neck, you would be in a lot of trouble. As you reach under the water and open your eyes, you still feel the sting of the cold water. And make a perception check for me.
Okay. We talked about this. That's a 3, which is a 7.
You are looking around left and right, and there is no sign of this creature. Until you hear a crash against the opposite side of the boat. All three of you lunge forward, and I need, let's call this dexterity saving throws from you all to make sure you don't fall into the water.
Could I use my strength at all to be like, and I hold on tight?
So you are currently holding on to, holding on to Baskia. So unless you want to let go of Baskia and hold on to the boat, otherwise,
okay,
this
as
is
long as I'm holding on to her.
This is a dexterity check to try and hold your balance. I will say, if you want to let go of one hand and hold on to the boat, I'll let you roll a strength saving throw with disadvantage.
No, I'll just hold on to Baskia and hopefully. I don't know if it would give her any advantage.
Yeah, and I'm holding on to Granny Totes. Does that give her advantage?
We did prepare for this in a way.
No, everyone rolled dexterity saving throws.
I got 24.
What?
I'm very light.
Mine was so close. I was so close to being the natural 20 that it was an 8, but that is 14.
14. Topiary? 9. Okay. It's a group check. So overall, you did succeed just. But Topiary, you do lose your footing, and let's say you fall prone within the boat. Still managing to hold on to the belt. of Baskia. Baskia, I imagine your arms can be sort of like reaching behind you, holding onto the boat as well.
Yeah.
So you do manage to hold your footing. However, the boat does take some damage from the tail that is just smashed against the side of the boat. If I can find my dice. Well, I forgot my dice. If I can find the right dice. Taking... actually, I should do this, shouldn't I? Should actually not make up damage. I should actually use the sea monster's damage. 9. So it's going to be 12 points of damage to the boat as it rocks and there's a crack to the side of it.
How many HP does the boat have?
50.
Ooh,
Sarah, are you
sturdy.
metagaming?
It's our boat. It's our boat. We'd know how beefy it was.
As the boat rocks, and you all stumble, Topiary, you fall over. What do you do next?
I'm going to get up and I'm going to make myself as sturdy as possible with all the strength I have.
Okay.
So wedge myself in the
Noted.
boat, like with my legs pushing on the sides and hold on to Baskia.
Okay.
I want to talk to it underwater. If my head's come up a little bit, I'm going to plunge it back in again. And I want to speak and I want to say, what? Why are you so angry? Talk to me. I can help you. You're probably really lonely in this lake.
As you shout that, so you are now, okay, hold on. You've expelled all of your air.
Sure.
So you're going to have to come up for...
I've just come up for air, presumably.
And then you've gone down.
And then
Sorry,
I've gone
just,
down
just
again.
go. You don't. I'm just like, oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
speak underwater. You don't. Hold on, you're speaking underwater.
Yes, this is true.
So let's have. I think there's a check here. I think there's a an animal handling or a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you are underwater. You're kind of going.
But in fluent sea monster.
But in fluent sea monster.
You know. Animal handling or persuasion. Not persuasion. Thank you, please. Right, positive thoughts. Here we go. 15. Thanks, dice. 17.
17. As you say this, those who are standing on the boat can see the shadow about twice the size of the dinghy you are on. You see the neck that curves from under the boat and round in front of you, Baskia. Cocks ahead. I'm listening.
Well, what can I do for you? What are you looking for? I know you've been maybe smashing up some boats, but what do you need? What do you need from us? How can we help you?
Bear in mind, you're speaking. It sort of cocks ahead at you and retracts its head, and disappearing from view. As you come up for air, a head comes up above the air and looks at you and says, I'm sorry, you're going to have to repeat what you have just said. I am struggling to understand your dialect.
That is absolutely fair, and thank you for coming up to speak to me. I really appreciate it. I was just saying, how can we help you? Like, I don't really want to fight. We came out just to, what can we do for you?
Fascinating. Speaking in my mother tongue. And here I thought I would never speak to a human in my language and only speak to them in theirs.
I mean, I'm glad to... When was the last time you chatted to someone?
Well, most of the fishes, and by fishes I mean multiple people who fish, are not the plural of fishes, which I know isn't fishes, it's fish.
I made that mistake the other day. You would know.
Or haven't. We should just call them fishing people.
I mean, I don't know why they're not fishes, to be honest. Everything else is ES. It makes no sense to me.
Exactly. This is why I love having intelligence. And you guys are just hearing like, blah, 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 like just this gargling. And
that from Baskia,
yeah. As you are sort of like, Granny Totes, you're wedged on the boat. You're sort of all up, and now you're sort of face to face with the sea monster. It goes, I think it is a little bit rude not to include your friends in this conversation. Do you not think that?
I do, and I think they probably would like to speak as well. Unfortunately, I'm the only one who's able to speak in the same language as you, but I can ask them and translate if you want. Is there anything that you needed to know about them specifically?
You are questioning my intelligence and my ability to learn other languages.
That's a good point. That's incredibly rude. Do you speak in common? Or what other language? Hey guys, in common, I'll say like, what languages do you speak?
I'm gonna say good morning in Gnomish.
Sort of cocks ahead at you. And then in common, it says, if you are just going to spout every language that you know until you find one that we both speak, we may be here for some time. But from my understanding, you want to know why I am destroying all the boats. And as they do this, there is a rock in the boat as they sort of move underneath the water to make the whole dinghy rock and the waves ripple. It's simple. This is my domain. This is my lake, and you and the rest of the people of 10 towns do not belong here.
Got it. And I'm imagining that you eat the fish that they're trying to catch as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
But one whole lake for one creature is a little bit overboard. But I think it's time that you left.
Well,
otherwise, you might find yourself on the bottom of this lake.
Would it be too much to ask to, like, share the fish with some of the people of 10 Town?
10 Towns gets enough fish already, I think. I see them coming in and out over from the town with the wall that goes into my domain. They fish and fish and fish and take all the trout that they need. Don't they?
Got it. So you're saying specifically this area, you would like to keep this area for the whole thing is your domain, but you're okay to share some of it, but this bit you're like, get the fuck out of here.
This town. Here on the coast, on the river. They should starve.
Oh.
They should suffer.
Why?
Should they not?
Well, not without good reason. Maybe.
Have you thought about going to Kiryndur? Is that on the lake?
That is on a different lake.
Oh, could there be is there a joining river?
That's a very good question. Roll me a nature or survival check.
Oh, if this is about layout and stuff, because of my wandering trait, I have an excellent memory for maps and geography. I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around me.
Oh, great. So, nice. It would be a bit of a swim, but if they swam up the river, it forks, and then that followed that river around, and that loops around all of 10 towns to the other 2 lakes. So, yes, there is the sea monster could go to Kiryndur.
I implore you, monster, go to Kiryndur, accursed town, for they truly deserve to suffer, except for the inn owner, who's totally cool.
To which the sea monster sort of it is not about the deserving of something. This is where I live. This is my place, and people near here should suffer, not over there, near here.
I see. For it is a mighty town, and it is only natural to be afeard of it.
This is you. I should have never spoken to you people in the first place. You are.
The fish are particularly delicious, coming in a range of flavors.
Can I get an insight check from you?
Oh my god, I got a natural 20, 25. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So there is this frustration in this sea monster. It's they're full of half-truths. They're trying to hide something, and they're sort of running out of the end of their rope. They're very taken aback by the fact that usually that you're speaking back to this creature. You get the impression that usually people would flee, and if they don't flee, they destroy the boat, and they're kind of running out of their tether about what to do next.
Oh, so I'm getting the impression they're like whipping their tail like a cat, and they're gonna hit out at us.
They may do so out of frustration soon.
So,
am I right in thinking that you will not go to Kiryndur?
I live here. This is my home. This is where I belong, and I must. Otherwise, all will be lost. Can I get? Let's get a rolling a perception or a nature check. So Bing, you got a 9, 7, 9, 8. Great.
I got 23 perception.
23 perception. 18. Both of those perceptions or nature?
Perception for me.
Perception as well.
Pignut, you notice on this creature, on its back, is a golden handprint.
Oh, where'd you get that?
Sorry? Where did I get what?
I just noticed your lovely tattoo on your body there, the golden handprint.
Its head turns and looks at it, and then it sort of pushes its back underneath the
Don't
water.
be ashamed. Don't
so
be
you can't
ashamed.
see it. Who are you? What do you want?
Oh, I was just wondering where you got that handprint from.
That is none of your business.
I'm going to cast detect thoughts on him if I can.
Does it have to be? Does detect thoughts have to be a humanoid?
Oh, good thing. Can read thoughts of certain creatures.
Well, this
is creature.
Yeah. So yes, you can. So as you detect thoughts, as it pushes its butt underground,
just so you know, it is verbal, somatic, and material. So I'm rubbing like a copper piece of my thing, and so he'll probably see me casting it then.
Unless you want to make a stealth check, a sleight of hand or a stealth check. I'll allow.
I'm still holding on to Granny Taupe, so I'll just like slowly go under her skirt and then come back out again.
No, you can't. Sorry, not allowed.
Yes.
No.
No, okay, right to the side of it.
My
Then.
mass.
Yeah. Stealth check. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh dear, 10.
10. As it sees you casting the spell, it's going to lash out at the boat. Lash out to you guys or the boat? I think the boat. That's what it's used to. So it's going to make another attack against the boat. That's going to be another 10 points of damage to the boat. And as it cracks against the boat and sort of one of the, a large sort of chunk just disappears from the side of the boat and wood shatters across. The creature, you peer into its mind, and you get flashes of a woman's face, pale, brown hair, sort of like frizzed and like back-combed and matted. And the face you see isn't pale, it's painted white. And you see her hand golden reaching towards you in its mind, so reaching towards the creature.
It's just the surface thoughts.
Just the surface thoughts. Yeah. So you just kind of get that, and then the sense of freedom.
Can I attempt to go deeper?
Yeah.
I've got to do a wisdom saving throw. And do I get the sense that this is a priest, maybe?
I'd say with surface thoughts you wouldn't know. Wisdom save.
Sure.
It's going to be an 11.
Wisdom. Yay, 14 is a DC.
Okay. So as you delve deeper, this is not a priest. This is similar to one of the... This has the same sort of aesthetics, dress kind of style to a woman you've seen before in the woods outside of Tourmaline, who turned into a white raven.
Oh.
Who was talking to one of the priests. You then start to hear words. Like, that was just visual, and now you hear, they won't be able to take my intelligence away. I can't be stupid again. I must be able to speak. I have to, if I can't do my job, I will lose everything. To which then it says out loud, if you will not leave my lake, I will see you are drowned and killed in this moment.
Were you employed? Were you turned intelligent to, like, starve the people of this town?
Sort of like, the head moves away from you. Who told you?
Oh, Mr. Sea Monster, please don't do that. I'd feel like we might have to do something mean to you if you don't, and you'll have to lose your intelligence if you don't promise not to starve the people of this town.
I will lose my intelligence if I don't follow Oria's will and make sure these people suffer.
Did you say Aurea or Oriel?
Oriel's will.
This could not be the will of Oriel.
That is what I have been told.
Lies, blasphemy. Someone has cursed you. We could help to remove your curse. We could avenge you. We could kill them.
A curse. A curse. I have intelligence. I can speak. I refuse to go back being a stupid creature roaming the depths of this lake, surviving on nothing but fish. I have a life now. I can communicate.
But you have no free will.
I have plenty of free will as long as I ensure that these people suffer. Otherwise, she will take my power away.
All this free will, what would you be doing if you didn't have to stay here, stuck in this, like, the same endless cycle of bashing up boats? This is not what an intelligent creature wants to do. Let us help you. Let us free you from whatever she's got you trapped in, and then we'll make sure that you keep your intelligence as well. Hell, I bet the fishers would want someone to be able to chat to, and then you could go wherever. You're telling me you'd want to bash up boats?
And what of love? I know a really nice kobold that I could introduce you to.
So, sorry, are you setting me up with a kobold? You're setting up with a little land lizard.
More of a starter than a date, isn't it? I don't know.
Think so. It would probably make a very nice sound. You bring me one kobold. We'll continue this discussion. Can I get anyone proficient with Arcana?
No.
No, no.
Well, I'll take Arcana checks. It'll just be a high DC, or well, it'll be tricky for you to work this out.
18.
18.
Natural
15.
20. I'm so
Oh.
overdue that natural 20. 21. Oh.
With a natural 20, the Book of Inner Alchemy speaks briefly about magic and how there is the arcane way to control and manipulate bodies, to change the. But it talks about how this arcane practice is just a way to manipulate the energies of a person, and that through the right practice you can change your body itself through ki, and is a version of magic in a way, or magic is a version of the energy within a person. And it goes on to speak about how engaging with your inner energy, your inner alchemy in the right way, you'll be able to change the way you think, the way you communicate, and with that, you will be able to open yourself up, open to accepting energies from multiple sources, and in effect, being able to understand any language. And it poses this against magic's arcane spells that let you speak different languages, that let you understand any languages, but also talks about how the spell called Awaken will alter the inner energy of a creature and allow them to open up intellectual pathways and the understanding of languages that they wouldn't have anyway. So you hypothesize that a spell called Awakening or Awaken has been cast on this creature to give it intelligence and give it the ability to speak. You know that this is not something that's easily taken away. This is a spell that when it's cast, it remains.
Oh, that is interesting. I'll peer at him intently while I'm having this inner thought moment. And then I'll say, I know how she did this to you. And this kind of magic, this level of magic to give you the intelligence, the personality that you have now, that is not something that she can just take away. It is not something that is, it would take a huge amount of power to undo this intelligence that she has, I'm not even going to say gifted to you. You deserve it. This is not something that can be easily taken away. You don't need to be here. You could take your intelligence and leave. Take your intelligence and... Oh, nice. That's a fucking -1. Do I get advantage? Because I'm nice? Damn it.
Unless there's a way that someone else can give you the advantage in this moment.
I'm just going to pat her on the shoulder and be like, that was incredibly wonderful wordsmanship and cast guidance.
Thanks. Okay. Let me get the one. I'm getting the one that you gave me as well, just because it's extra lucky. Oh, I'm scared of all my dice.
That rolls a 1 now. You can go in the bin.
I'm scared of all of them, and I'm not enjoying it, and I don't know what. I don't know. I'm going in. Here we go. I'm gonna roll them together. This is not hideous. I've forgotten what I'm rolling. What am I rolling?
Persuasion.
Thank you. I think that's a -1. It is a -1. Okay. So I rolled a 15 and a 3, so that's 18 -1, so it's a 17 for persuasion.
With a 17, it looks at you and it says, if you are implying that Ravison has lied to me, You're implying that Ravison has lied to me. What proof do you have that you are not lying to me now? How can you prove that you were trying to trick me, turn me against her?
That is a very fair question, and one born of the intelligent creature that you are now. I have lived my life trapped. First, I was trapped when I was growing up. Underground, darkness, no prospects other than ones that other people thought would be good for me. I got out, I came here, and I'm trapped again for the last 2 years. And I've made a life for myself, and I've met amazing people. And she looks at Pignut and Topiary. But I do not wish to be trapped, and I do not wish for you or any other creature to be trapped anymore. You from this lake, but it's bigger than that. I don't want people trapped in Icewind Dale. What is going on here is bad, and we're going to fix it. Part of that is helping you.
It swims, sort of it circles a couple of times, in thought, not in a menacing way. Sort of as it swims, it bats like some of these ice shafts away and turns back to you all. There is a cruelty in being given intelligence and then being told you cannot go anywhere else. In a way, you have to remain exactly the same for your entire life, with the inability to grow and change. You said Cair Dinerval?
Yes, if you see any priests in particular, enact your vengeance on those liars.
Why the priests? What have the priests done?
They are in cahoots with Ravison. They lie. This is not Oriel's will. Feel free to eat them.
Ravison is a speaker for the Frostmaiden, for Oriel. She is the one
Lies.
who gave me this power. She is the one that says the Frostmaiden needs to ensure suffering and icy cruelty across this world.
Oriel would not wish such things.
And what does
Ravison
Oriel...
is a liar, a witch.
Why would a witch give me the ability of knowledge?
For her selfish reasons, to use you as a tool. She did not want you to have free will. Defy her. Eat the priests. They bathe in barbecue sauce daily. Delicious they are.
I do love barbecue sauce. Been a long time. Some of it, there was a shipment of barbecue sauce that came in a few years ago, and it had iceberg. The best day.
It is, of course, your choice to do such things. You could go wherever you like, for you have free will and an intelligent mind.
I will go to Cair Dinerval, and I will observe these priests, and I'll see what you say, if it is true.
What is your name?
I do not have one. A name is not something that has ever been given.
You could choose your own.
Is that what you do? You choose your own name?
I did. What, to think of something you really like?
I really like barbecue sauce.
Well, that's your name then.
Barbecue.
BBQ.
BB.
Barbecue. Barbecue. Oh,
Barbecue.
oh no, I'm thinking.
That is an excellent name, should you choose it.
Licks his lips. Barbecue. That's what I shall be called.
And will you be our friend, Barbecue?
If you prove yourselves, for I can choose.
Yeah.
I have the choice.
I shall
choose you.
consider you my friend. Could I just clarify? Is that first name Barbecue, last name Sauce?
Do you think?
Yeah. Yes, it has a certain je ne sais quoi. Brilliant.
Mr. Barbecue Sauce, friend, would I be able to ask a favour before you go?
Mm.
Would I be able to, if you have one, if you're like flaking a little bit, would I be able to have like one of your scales?
So this creature
so
doesn't
pretty.
have scales. It's
Oh,
like
no.
leathery,
have
leathery
some of your
skin.
Okay. Well, then no.
It's like leathery grey skin. A
Is
like
there basically
pointed face.
I'm looking to see if
Little
there's
sort of beady
anything
red eyes.
that I can ask or to give the Denzel.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it moves its head right up to you and
Oh.
opens up its jaw, and you can see that it's got like rows and rows and rows of teeth like a shark.
Oh, it's
You
beautiful.
take one from the front.
I'm going to hold on to
back will
Pignut
replace it.
just in case.
Is
No,
it which
open
one's
its
the
mouth.
loosest?
And they're like, ah.
Okay. Oh, great, thank you. Yeah, and I'm gonna yank it out.
Just roll either an animal handling or a athletics check.
I'm going to just
Can
hold
I
on to
help
Pignut and be like, you
him?
can do it, you can do it, don't get eaten. I'm going to misguidance.
Okay.
And can I help him, like, just so that in whatever way, like, help him, like, jiggle it out or whatever he needs? So that
Okay,
it gives him
cool. Roll with advantage.
Cool.
Just to see if there's not a bite reaction.
Alright, so I do it right. Oh, so that was a natural 1, but the other one was a 17 plus 4 plus 4.
Oh.
Nice.
So 20. What is it?
25?
25.
Yeah, it you pull it out, you find the loose tooth, which is sort of a little bit further in, so your hand has to go quite deep into its jaw, and you pull out this jagged little tooth, and it retracts back.
Would you like one of mine? I yank one of my teeth out.
Sure, place it. You can replace it with mine.
Oh, great! This is a sign of true friendship.
I will make more friends and replace their teeth with mine. It will be glorious.
Yeah.
Perhaps one day I shall see you in Caer Denival.
Baskia literally sits down in the boat and is like,
Yeah, let's meet up in Caer Denival.
I will see you there one day. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, barbecue sauce.
I realize I
Wait.
did not learn your names as it starts to like swim backwards.
Topiary Erda, cunning woman.
Baskia, bye.
Pignut Fiddlehead, my favourite vegetables.
And it disappears underneath the water.
I'm glad we didn't kill them. We're like the Star Trek Next Generation of D&D. Find peaceful solutions.
I don't normally think about that, so I think you two must be rubbing off on me a little bit. Just going all guns blazing.
Oh, we did good.
Let us claim our reward.
Yeah. Oh, how are we going to convince them that the sea monster's not going to... Oh, barbecue sauce even isn't going to... Like, is actually gone. And that we... Should we pretend that he's, like, dead? And that we killed him?
I don't think we should. The problem is he might want to make friends with people now. So if we say that he's dead,
That's true. We shouldn't lie. Yeah.
We'll just tell the truth.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
that's probably for the best. Also, Raverson, that will help us maybe a little bit. She seems
The
to be
witch.
yeah, she seems to be getting around. Wait,
Yeah.
so I'm interested. So obviously, Oriel, you're so sure that it's not her will, and I believe you. But is there anything that we could be doing? Like, can you speak to her? Like, is there any
Yeah.
way that you can like get her to come out and be like, oh, this isn't what I want?
I could try. I could pray. I prayed to Oriel once. I prayed for power to exact my bloody vengeance.
Is that? Did it help? Did she give you? Is that how you're powerful
Well,
now?
Oh, I just sent a monster to Caer Dineval to exact vengeance on the priests. So
That's true.
thanks. This opportunity was provided by Oriel.
That's
Such a kind god.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah. Great. Oh, we better get this boat back. I assume there's a bit of water coming into the bottom of it at this point.
Yeah, I think there's probably a little bit. Yeah, the boat's about halfway.
I'm just going to try and sit on the hole or something.
Just plug it up with your butt. And as you come back into the harbor, pull in the boat, you can see Denzel is on the shoreline, waves in his big sort of brown and red robes, sort of like 12 layers of them. His like sort of, it's almost a little bit canvassy, this wizard's hat with patches all over it. And he goes, you've returned a lot sooner than I thought you were gonna. Did you find what? Did you meet the monster, the creature? What research did you return from me?
Prepare for an oral history.
Sure. All right. Well, the notebook.
The notebook was sadly a victim of the seas. I will procure a oral history of the monster.
Roll a deception check.
Okay, I threw it in the water.
Yeah.
Sorry. You threw my research notebook. You threw my notebook in.
It was
into the lake.
empty. It was
Yeah,
empty.
for you, so
cannot
you could fill it with
expect-
information.
Can't expect us
about-
adventurers to write on the sea.
Well, then why don't you just hand the book back? Or why don't you just keep it for later and then give it back to me? What? I mean,
Oh, you don't want to know? Surely you want to know such interesting things we have learnt.
yeah. Fine, I do.
The story
but,
of the curse of the monster and she who has cursed this town, a witch. Powerful. Evil. Ugly. Smelly. Horrible.
How did you learn about someone else from? I want to know about a sea monster, not a smelly
Yes.
witch in the wood.
With great magical power, we have spoken to the sea monster. Who
Oh,
was
you mean with the spell scroll I
cursed.
gave you?
Yes.
Oh,
Cursed
right.
to be here.
Uh-huh.
Cursed by
And
another.
okay, so sea monster was cursed.
Oh god, my throat is so dry. Let's just go to a warm place with some kind of beverage-all refreshment.
Great idea.
Fine. Right, all right, fine. And as you start to sort of gather your things and walk, you hear you see Grinsk running down the shoreline, going, you're holding the fish.
Oh yeah, I'll hold the fish.
He runs up and goes, just the one. Fine. Look, here's your 5 copper, and goes to hand you 5 copper, and then sees the boat and a big hole in it, and goes, "You damaged my boat. You've damaged my 3 copper. I've got to repair that now."
Keep your copper, and then I'll just give him the fish. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
He's sort of taken aback by this. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
As he's holding the fish and these coins.
Oh my god, different dice, another natural 20. It's going to be that kind of game. Woo! That's 19 though.
You are fucking weird. And we'll take the fish, sling it over his shoulder. I will employ you again. I'll meet you here same time tomorrow. All right. Thank you very much. See you then. and walks off.
That's a natural
go.
20 to be called fucking weird.
You're
I
right.
love it.
What a waste. Amazing.
Hey, if
I
you
love
rolled
it.
low, he was just going to shove the money into your face.
I feel like that would have been better.
What?
No,
You're
not
convincing
at all.
him not to give you the money.
Yeah, I wanted. He's senile and old. It felt bad to take money from him when he just probably needs to eat it. Like it's fine.
He probably has some kind of vitamin deficiency that's affecting his brain, so the fish might help.
Yeah, they've got some omega-3 going on in there. That's good.
Yeah. So he definitely what he needs. You make your way back over to the buried treasures, where you sit around the fire. Cora is there. She provides you with some ale. And
He's paying.
I point to Denton.
he roll an insight check.
All of us.
No. This is Topiary.
7.
Yeah, cool. He just sort of nods and pays for the drinks. Sits down and you sit around the fire. And he goes, right, so pulls up like his robe so he can sit down without it all bunching under him. He goes, right, so you went in and you discovered that the sea monster was cursed by some smelly witch who lives in the woods. All right, is that what I'm understanding?
No, Raverson was her name.
Does he react at all?
Raverson? No, he sort of goes, who's Raverson?
Insight check.
Roll an insight check.
Dirty 20.
30-20.
Nice.
You don't get the sense. There's just a general level of an annoyance within him at the moment.
Okay.
But you don't get the sense he's lying.
Just
Who's Raverson? Yeah.
I'm starting to be. Basically, I'm just watching him really carefully because I'm looking at him now and thinking about like, does he look like a wizard though? Or does he look like a thug in robes that he's been given by someone and like an oversized hat to make him look like a wizard? That's what's in my mind, and I'm just watching him.
Okay. We might look back to that.
Okay.
Sorry. Who's Raverson?
Raverson, the
Raverson.
woman, the pale white painted face in cohorts with the priests demanding sacrifice in Oriel's name, but these are lies and manipulation.
He's branding people with like golden hands on their bodies.
And attacking the towns and cities of 10 towns. Well, towns.
Making them far worse than they already were before.
Demanding suffering, for she is a sadist, evil, but powerful.
She must be stopped at all costs. Are you writing this down?
Yes. In another notebook. And he's like jotting all of this down. I mean, do you tell him everything? Do you tell him about the speaking sea monster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you sort of
And his
go-
name. Get his name right.
So
I won't say that I sent him to Care Dinnervol.
fine. So let me get this straight. You have convinced the talking sea monster that their name is Barbecue, first name, last name, sauce.
We didn't
No,
convince.
no.
He chose that. He chose that for himself. Isn't that great?
I suppose, yeah. And did he tell you where these white-faced spellcasters were?
It's just the one spellcaster, actually.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he did, but can I, in the vision that I saw, could I have like seen whereabouts he got branded, or would I have recognized in his head?
So I would say, yeah, I'd say just well, roll me a survival check. Roll me a survival check.
Yeah. 21.
21. If barbecue sauce hasn't left the lake, and he got branded on a shoreline near some woods, that would bring your attention probably to the village of Lonelywood, which is the next town along from Tourmaline if you're going to go in the opposite direction that you went. So it's probably most likely there.
Mm-hmm. I will tell him that.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And to top it all off, we got a physical specimen of barbecue sauce, a token of true friendship. And I'll show him the tooth.
Are you showing him or are you offering him?
I'm just showing it to him right now.
All right. He goes, interesting. And there are some cogs sort of going around in his head, and he says, the awakening spell to give an animal or a creature the ability to speak and communicate and to have an intelligence that would match a common person is quite a powerful spell. That means these spellcasters, probably some sort of druid, are quite strong. That is not an easy spell to come across. Very interesting. May I procure that tooth from you?
Oh, he's going to look to Granny Topes and Baskia.
It was a
it's
gift
a token.
to
It was a
Pignut.
token of friendship. May I please keep it?
Yes, Pignut, it's yours. A token of friendship that will no doubt come in handy in future. Should we
Is
meet
that
the
all right,
monster again?
Mr. Denzel, sir?
And if I was to add a monetary value to that tooth?
What price can you put on friendship?
Yes, but what price can you put on friendship?
Quite how it meant it.
In this moment, are you telling him that he can't buy the tooth, or that you want to know his value of friendship?
Yeah, I'd like to know how much he's willing to give for it.
Well, a tooth and friendship are two different things, but I'll give you an additional 20 gold pieces on top of the 47 that I owe you.
He's such a dick.
Well, first and foremost, I thought it was 50 gold, wasn't it? At the very
I
60.
Was it 60? Yeah, it might have been 60.
I think
No.
I was trying to make it 60. and my
Oh, but then we did
persuasion
it in we
was
gave him the
terrible.
potion of
Yeah.
balance. Yes, that's right.
Okay, so
No, it was 50, and then I've deducted 2 gold for the very expensive notebook that you have thrown in the water. And given the fact we are in Icewind Dale, I can't get that supply readily here. And also I've just bought a round of drinks, so 47 gold.
The drinks were owed for such danger, although I will give you the notebook. That's fair.
Thank you for your kind offer, but I think I'd like to keep hold of the tooth myself. Thank you, Mr. Denzel.
Fine. And he reaches into sort of a bag of gold and will slide 47 gold pieces to you.
Big old bag of gold, is it?
How many drinks did he buy us?
Actually, they'd only be like coppers, no?
He's charged the fact that you have forced him into paying you drink. He's put a bit of inflation in there.
So you're going to give a gold to Cora here, aren't you? Just to make sure. Cora, expect a gold for these drinks soon.
Wait, how many? Wait, so he's given us 47. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll flick a gold over. He'll put a gold on the counter, and he'll go. I thank you for the information that you have given.
What are you going to do with the information?
Great question.
Well, I have some notes to make, some hypotheses to write up, but it has been very interesting.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Yeah, interesting.
roll,
how?
Roll an insight.
Can I do it too?
Yes, go for it.
Thank you.
12.
15.
15. You can see behind his eyes, there's like a glint of something. Like he knows what he can do with it, how he can use it. And he says, I have to write up these research notes and put a bit of information together before I make my next plan of action. I hope I see you around the 10 towns again. Perhaps we could work together again in some capacity. Before I go, though, I've got a bit of a word of warning. You may have remembered that I told you that I was from the Arcane Brotherhood, a band of wizards and arcane spellcasters from outside of 10 towns, outside of Icewind Dale. I would like you to inform you that some of my brethren are around 10 towns, arrived with me not long ago. They are cruel, devilish people. And I would be aware of other members of the Arcane Brotherhood. We are not all as forthcoming and as just as myself.
Why are you telling us this?
Because I like you, and because you provided a service to me. Perhaps I may need that service again, and I'd hope I would not like to find you wound up as corpses to some of my other contemporaries.
Feels like you maybe need a career change. But I think, yeah, thanks for letting us know. How do we find you?
I'm around, dotted about. I'm sure we'll bump into each other again. Right, I must retire to my room.
Can I do an insight check? Does he actually like us?
Yeah, roll an insight.
Come on.
Is that so hard to believe?
8.
Eight.
Never gonna know.
Yeah. He seems like he really enjoys your company.
The cup flickers, trust no one.
And he wanders upstairs. Cora, through your lodgings, he provides you with some food, although it's very small, measly portions.
Cora, is he on the up and up? Like, what's his deal? Do you know Denzel that well?
He only arrived the other day. I don't really know much about him at all. He got lodgings here, asking about strange creatures that are living in the lake. Sorry, did I overhear that there is barbecue sauce within the lake?
Yes, that is correct.
Right. Fine.
It's the name of a really nice, intelligent sea creature who was employed to do nefarious things, but now he's just off to seek, his own, seek his life. Isn't that great?
Oh, that is wonderful and strange.
Tell the fishermen, should they see this monster, they must pluck from the mouth of themselves a tooth and offer it to him and request his friendship, and thus they may pass unharmed.
Of course. I'm going to retire for the evening as it is getting late. I recommend you do the same. I don't know how long you intend to stay, but thank you for being kind earlier. I'm sorry that you had to be a shoulder that I had to cry on.
Don't be sorry at all. I forgot to ask, what was your son's name?
Horth.
Oh, you did say that, sorry. God damn it. I just didn't write it down. Oh, no.
That's all right.
Time for bed, Pignut. You seem
I don't mean to bring it up again, sorry.
It's just tears.
The trauma.
And
Damn
tea
it! Shit.
And as unless there's anything that you would like to do in Bremen for the rest of the day,
We should probably play Sticks and Lines. What is it? Stones and Lines.
Stones and Lines. That
Then
was
Pignut will
in
have a game.
Targos. You can't play that here.
Oh my god!
Having completed a quest here within Bremen, having found the town speaker who had gone missing briefly, and having learned of strange learned a little bit more about the strange stone and its properties, and the Black Knights, we shall call them, who live in a castle in one of either Caer Dineval and Caer Conan. I think we close this sort of chapter on Bremen. We'll say you spend some time to see if you can find Sefik, to see if you can find Torger's wagon, but they did not come through here, which means they've most likely gone in the other direction towards Brimshander.
Cool.
So we close this chapter. Let's take a little break, and we will reopen it on the next day, so you can take a long rest as you travel back towards Targos. The next morning, you arrive in Targos, which is only a few hours journey from Bremen with an M. It is back into the walled city, away from the whipping wind. You can see the fishermen and women and people carting boats down the shoreline onto the ice and dragging them out into the lake. And as you are walking through the streets, before you're able to sort of beeline on a destination, the streets are quite quiet because everyone's sort of headed off to work already, and you've arrived after that rush. And before you've sort of chosen your direction, a large black and white husky runs past you, barking.
Hello.
As soon as you say hello, it stops and turns and looks at you and bounds over to you.
Hey, buddy.
It
Paw?
nuzzles puts its paw in your hand.
I have a paw too. Paw buddies.
And then puts his paw down, gets behind you and nudges your back.
Oh. Where are you taking me?
And
Somebody stuck down a well?
Sorry, Barn. Can I have cast Blessing of the Forge this morning on my...
Of course. You are always welcome to just, I trust you, and just say, oh, I've done this, by the way, when it comes. So don't feel like you need to tell me all the time, but you're also welcome to tell me. As you Pignut, you get nudged by this husky, this sledge dog, down the streets of Targos. Do you allow it to?
Yes, lead us to
around?
this.
Yeah,
lead up the way.
As you get nudged,
I'm gonna race
dragged. As you start running, it will sort of like sharply turn down a side street, and you have to sort of double back because you've run past it to then get back into it, where it stopped and waiting for you, then sees you, then turns and runs down another street. And you run around the town for about 10 minutes until you come around the corner, and the dog is at a doorway of a small, modest home. It's a single story. There you can see a bit of light coming through the window. There's like a little shed to one side within sort of a little closed off garden, but it's just full of snow. And the dog is pawing at the door.
Okay, I'll just give it a little knock on the door. Do you want to go home, buddy?
As you knock on the door, the dog sits next to you. I assume the rest of you have come along as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pub. 8 dogs. Pub. As you, after a couple of knocks, the door opens, and an attractive man in his 30s. He's got sort of blonde hair that's sort of swept to the side. He's got sort of green eyes. He's in his like He's got like sort of a work shirt on, which has got sort of splashes of sort of like black. No, it's not paint, it's more like dust. And sort of he's in some sort of like work attire. And he sees the three of you and he sort of looks you all over and smiles, gives you an odd look, Pignut, and is about to say something when he looks down and he sees the dog who rushes in. And he looks back at you and his smile just drops away.
Oh.
I
Hello.
think you should come inside.
Oh.
Please, come in.
Is everything all right? Okay.
Of course. Please sit down. I will get you some. Do you like cider?
Sure.
My friends do.
And we sort of jump to the three of you sitting around a fire with the dog sleeping in front of it, and this guy who you learn his name is Keegan. Keegan Valrin. And he sits down, he's taken off this apron that he's been wearing. And he's not really said much, and it seems like he's been processing something. And he hands you all warmed cider.
Can we look around to see what he's been working on? Like, is his workshop here?
Yeah, let's say there's that little shed you saw outside. There's like a little connecting doorway, and you see it's open. There's a desk that's covered with lots of shells, and there's like there's small working tools dotted around. And actually, as you look up, some larger sort of shells all have engravings on them and artwork engraved onto these shells. And he looks up at you all and says, I was born in Tin Towns, but my husband, he came from a very wealthy family in Neverwinter. Garrett. He doesn't really like the city life. He never did. He was such an outdoorsman. That's how I met him. He had moved here to become a guide. He works as a guide full time. He loves it. He loves climbing mountains. A few days ago, Garrett was hired by some adventurers to lead them up the slopes of Calvin's Cairn. Calvin's Cairn. God, I can't speak. Calvin's Cairn. A mountain over to the east, and you would know it. There's like, kind of in this. If you imagine sort of Tin Towns as in a bit of a horseshoe shape, it's sort of in behind. It's in the center of the two end horseshoes, which is the towns that it's kind of in between would be Lonely Wood and Caer Conan, I believe. Or Caer Denevol, I can't remember which one it is. But it's that sort of side of the map. You'll see it on the map, which, we might superimpose the map on it here and put a little circle around it. Who knows what will happen in post? So he was hired.
Like catch fire as well.
Yeah, it catches fire and disintegrates.
Yeah.
And dissolves back into us speaking.
Like a dinosaur eats it.
Oh my.
What?
You know, the map.
A dinosaur
Special
eats the map. Yeah.
No, a sea monster called barbecue sauce.
Of course.
Cool. So
course.
there's a map of Icewind Dale, and we zoom in on Calvin Cairn, and then a sea monster eats it, and then it all burns away, and we're back to us.
Yep.
That's exactly what
Incredible.
happens. Yeah, I love it. It's gonna look great.
We've got a budget for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we have budget. Yeah, we have budget. So he was hired by some adventurers to lead them up the slopes of Calvin's Cairn. Garrett's plan was to take them to Caer Konig, the town at the foot of Calvin's Cairn. He often goes there to acquire various climbing gear. The adventurers weren't really suited for that sort of climb, he said, so he had to go via there. And then he took the 6 sled dogs, one of which is Boy here, and points to the dog. Boy's his favorite. Garrett raised him as a pup, and he sort of starts to get a bit misty-eyed at this point. He's sort of been holding it together. Boy would never leave Garrett's side unless something terrible has happened.
Well, shall we ask him?
Sorry?
I'm then gonna look at boys, and then and just go woof woof, and cast speak with animals, and go, hi boys. Oh, we were just wondering what's happened to your friend Garrett.
The dog cocks his head and looks at you. Hello?
Hi, my name's Pignut.
I'm Boy.
I know, and I heard that you were with your master Garrett.
Garrett? Trouble. Garrett, trouble.
Garrett's in trouble. I'll say Garrett's in trouble. You know that, and then I'll get back to the dog.
He's just like, what? What? How is he in trouble?
I'll ask. Can you describe in detail how Garrett is in trouble?
Goes climbing high up a mountain, windy, big dog, big white dog, attacked. Garrett, pack leader, defended against everyone else, but fell down.
Yeah, and so you'll just hear Pignut just going, oh no!
Yeah.
He stuck down a well.
Yes. Like, oh no!
Keegan goes,
would you be...
well, what? Pignut, what is happening?
Apparently, a big white dog attacks the party, and Garrett fell. But I think maybe we could go rescue him. Boys, would you be able to take us to him? Oh, boy, sorry.
He's sort of like, follow. Follow.
Yes. Boy has agreed to take us to him if you'd like us to go.
Well, that is, yes, thank you. Please find Garrett. I'm so sorry. I don't have much to offer. I know the innkeeper here. You can have a room. I can. Where are they? Did they make it to the mountain? Are they on Kelvin Khan? Are they on their way? Where are they?
I'll ask the specifics from Boy. What's the latitude and longitude of exactly where you're taking us?
Like cocks ahead and looks at you. Bear in mind that you're speaking to the sea monster. The awakened spell brought their intelligence up to 10.
Yeah.
This dog has a dog's intelligence, which is very clever. Let's be honest. Dogs are very clever, but doesn't quite know longitude and latitude.
Yeah. Fair enough.
High mountain up.
He's up. He's in the mountain somewhere. I think the only way the boy will be able to lead us to him is by taking us there physically. We should probably go as soon as possible. Would you like to come with us?
Are you talking to the dog or?
Oh, sorry. I'm talking to Keegan.
I'm scared that I would slow you down. I'm not an adventurer. I'm not a person, but yes, but
that's all right. We'll do it. The cup flickers to the rescue.
So you're the cup flickers?
Lead the way, boy.
Wait.
Oh no, wait, stay.
Keegan, real quick, what this adventuring party? Can you tell us a little bit more about? Like, where were they?
I didn't meet them. I just Garrett came home a few days ago, said that he had met them in the tavern. They were looking to hire an adventurer to go up a guide to take them up Kelvin's Cairn. It's a dangerous route, but I mean, it's not like he's not done it before. It's one of the highest points within 10 towns. They traveled. He said he was going to travel along the roads through Bryn Shander, along to Caer Donavold, then to Caer Konig, and then from Caer Konig, he knows a supplier there. They were going to buy some climbing gear, and then they would head up the mountain from there. It's about a to go around. It's about a day and a half journey, I think, by foot. Or I do know he's cut right across before, which it takes about a day, and then you'll be at Kelvin Khan's foot. But it's a lot more dangerous to go through the tundra, or you could try and go in the other way and circling around from Lonely Wood. But if you go to Caer Konig, maybe people have spoken to, I don't know.
We can figure that out. That's super helpful. I've just got 2 follow-up questions for you. Do you know how many adventurers were in this party? Did he mention it, or like, who they were? Like,
Should Pignut ask the dog?
Oh, great idea. And then one for you, Keegan. Have you got any food that we can take for the dog so that we can, look after him pretty well?
Yes, of course. Let me.
Maybe. Oh no, he's a husky. He'll be fine. Carry on.
I'll go. He goes and he'll go grab like some dried meats and some fresh meat and stuff, like the food.
This looks great. What about for the dog? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We'll make sure he gets it. It's going to be great.
And in terms of sort of injury, he says, I think there was 3 of them. I think he said 3.
Cool.
Rifles.
Does the dog know?
You ask the dog, and the dog says, he says, tall, grey-skinned, big guy, big male, and then it says, tiny, small, female smelling. And then,
oh yes, I know that smell well.
Surrounded
by it.
And then says, horned, person.
Oh, and a horny person. Horned person.
The real distinction. You've got to be careful with that. It's just very tricky.
Apologies.
Go. Run.
Is this?
Master.
Yes, we'll run with you. We're all running.
Pignut just runs out the door. The dog sort of starts going and then turns and pads back over to Keegan, like sort of puts a head on his lap, and Keegan sort of strokes and says, Garrett is he's a hardy man. He'll be fine. He's probably just in a bit of trouble. Good people like you helping. I'm a what are they called? They're called Yeah, I'm a scrimshander. So it's not much, but I can give you some of my artwork, and you like points at all these sort of like shells that are carved with various sort of ornate patterns.
Can I get something? Can I commission something, maybe?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
I would love.
Give me something to put my mind on.
Fair. I would love a shell with. DM, what? I keep forgetting the name of them. What is the name of the bird that Trix writes? I forget every time.
An axe beak.
Caramel.
Axe beak.
Caramel.
Yes. Yes,
Caramel
that's
the Axebeak.
Caramel the Axebeak. I should write it in my notes. I'm going to do that in a minute. Keegan, I would love an Axebeak on a shell. Maybe I don't know how sturdy are the shells. Like a necklace, maybe, or if it's going to break. I don't know, or maybe just a Dust Gatherer seems like a bit of a rubbish gift. Maybe something to wear.
I can do that.
Can I cast? I just want to have a look around at his shells. Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yeah, as you push out a Detect Magic, there's no magical auras that are coming from any of these, but you do sort of get a look at them, and though he's sort of downplaying them, it's very good work.
Yeah, and not in his room or on his person either.
No, you don't sense any magic on him. So as Boy sort of pads off after one sort of scratch around the neck, the three of you leave the house and start making your way through Targos with some supplies. Is there any, while you're in Targos, so we need to know a couple of things. Do you want to shop in Targos for any supplies that you may need to climb a mountain? And which direction do you want to go? You can cut directly across the tundra, which would be more dangerous, but will take about 24 hours, take about a day. Or you can go around the three towns through Brynshanda, then to Caer Conan, then Caer Dunivold. In Caer Dunivold, you can then pick up supplies there. Or you can go the other way. You can go via Lonely Woods, which you're not quite sure how long that would take you, and then cross it, but you wouldn't. Caer Konig has the advantage of being quite close to Calvin's Cairn. So how do you intend to travel?
Didn't he say it was one day to cut across?
Yeah, it's about a day to cut across.
Oh,
and it'll take probably about a day and a half to go around either direction.
I think that Keegan said that Garrett went to Caer Konig for the climbing gear, which suggests that's where the best climbing gear is. Don't know whether Targos is going to have good stuff or not. Well, actually, do we have enough money for the good stuff? Probably not.
We must be quick, for it is a
That's true.
merciless landscape. We could buy something here, like a piton or
just the one.
I've got a rope.
I've got some bitins. I've got 10 of them.
We'll be fine.
Let's see what we can find in Targos. But you're right, we should cut across. That makes sense.
I want to buy any kind of jerky, beef or bear, some kind of weird animal.
Yeah, you can buy some non-discrete meat for like a gold that will cover you for a couple of days.
Did we split the?
No.
We can do that at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that'll be entertaining for people to watch?
Right. What is 47 divided by 3?
No. Absolutely, we'll do it at the end.
Yes, is that sort of that climbing gear? Like, do we need anything else other than pittance? And we've already got
things like a pickaxe might be handy. Some like spiked shoes. Extra rope, anything else you think you might need, lanterns, because it's going to be dark. It's going to be pitch black as you travel across the tundra.
Oh yeah, you two don't have dark vision, do you?
Oh no, I do now. I love the dark.
I've got a torch. I know you didn't want to do this, but you two take 16 and I'll take 15, and that's the money.
Money admin.
Yeah.
Hey, quick money admin.
Yeah.
Quick math.
Cool. Can we quickly go to a shop and just grab the essentials?
Rich beyond my wildest dreams.
So, you head to a shop and you grab the essentials. We can do that at the end, and we can decide what you get. Yeah, let's do that at the end. But in terms of traveling, you go through Brynshanda and around. Brynshanda is a couple of hours away. Big city. or big town. It's not really a city. Or you could cut straight across to Calvin Cairn, and then from there it's just a couple of hours to Caer Konig if you did want to stop by, or you can go straight up Calvin's Cairn.
I'd love to go to Bryn Shander, but I don't feel like now's the time. I feel like time is of the essence. I feel the quickest way is the best way.
Agree.
Okay. So, as you set off that mid-morning across the Arctic tundra, now, are you going to travel across all in one go? Or are you going to take a rest halfway across the journey?
Like a night rest.
Yeah.
Because it's about 23 hours to travel. So
we'll have to have a break.
Yeah.
We'll need to
Fine.
if we can.
So I think we're going to need a couple of checks as you travel across. And as you leave Targos, you can see you travel across the road a little bit before you take a sharp left off, roughly where you imagine the best place to go. Maybe with a bit of guidance from Boy as well. And you start heading directly across the Arctic tundra. No, just rolling hills covered with snow. The odd sparse tree, which is wilted and close to death from just being out in the elements with no other season to rejuvenate it. There are large rock structures, just piles of boulders and rocks around. You can see empty valleys where rivers might have flowed but are now just piled with snow. I need a survival check from whoever wants to lead this for the first
Can I
day.
lead? And I might have come like kind of across this way.
Mm-hmm.
Or would I? Let me just check the map.
You
keep
wouldn't have
advantage?
come across this unless you went up towards Targos.
I think I might
you
have had
tell
to
me.
kind of come just slightly north of the Dwarven Valley to get to
Mhm.
Tourmaline from where I previously was.
Yes. So you might. So I think on this first journey you probably won't recognize anything, but I'd say on the second part of the journey the landscape would become
Yeah.
more. So let's say it's just a straight roll this time, but your second roll will be with advantage.
Okay.
Does
And I'm
Boy
doing-
help in any way?
Yes, Boy will lower the DC.
Woo.
I'm going to think really hard about Oriel, who I've been told to pray to. You will help me, hopefully. Please help me, Oriel. I know I'm really good at finding my way. I can do this.
Guidance. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. And holding on to the thought of Oriel, a god of ice and cold, and the arbiter of this current world, you move across the icy tundra, holding her visage within you, the idea of her. And as you move, the snow whips in, hitting the side of your face, bitterly cold, but you are wrapped up and you're warm. And as you make your way, wondering and hoping and praying that Oriel is guiding you in the right direction, that is when you see on the top of a snowdrift, you see in the distance a greenish glow hovering above the snow, like a curve, almost like a gash in the middle of the air, almost like a tree branch glowing, just floating there. And then you see another and another and another. And then you hear over the whipping wind, you hear, "The voice of Oriel speaks through I. Return yourself out of this Arctic tundra. Return yourself to your homes. Otherwise, you will reap her suffering. You will fall here and be sacrificed to Oriel's splendor." And
I'm guessing everyone hears that.
everyone hears that. And that's where we're going to end.
Oh,
You gave us a puppy.
You have a puppy.
Yeah.
I'm going to prepare some insults. Next session.
I will have to prepare some in retort.
I know someone who's going on the list.
You don't even know who this is. Brilliant. Thank you. That was the latest, this episode 5, session 5. Bye.